and happy Friday, my dear friends. Welcome to the Daily Creative Challenges in Adobe Illustrator. I'm your host, Julia Masolska, and it was a pleasure to be hosting these 2 weeks of challenges, and today is our last challenge. Oh, I'm sad, but don't be sad. There will be another just on replay. So if you have missed any of the challenges in the past 2 weeks, this will be a chance to repeat them starting Monday. Awesome, my friends. Welcome everybody in the chat. We have Cody, Anuma Korn, and Robert, and Katarina, and John is here also. Gareth, Janice. Oh my gosh, so many lovely people. Welcome everybody. If you're joining us on YouTube, make sure to head over to be.net/Adobe Live. This is where I'm reading the chat live. Cool, right? New technology allows us to connect virtually, which is so amazing. All right, my dear friends. So first thing, I would like you to join our community on bit.ly/AI Discord. This is our amazing Discord community where you can get some feedback for your daily creative challenges and you can submit them, you can chat, you can meet other designers who are learning design. It's a really safe space here for you to learn, to get some inspiration, submit your challenges, get your portfolio review. There is a lot of stuff going on over here, so feel free to check out all the different sections and submit your daily creative challenge in the challenge section, right? So if we have some amazing submissions from the past challenges. This one is super fun by Cyber Ali. How cool is this? This is yesterday's envelope distort tools that we've been experimenting with. Look how nice. So feel free to check out the past challenges or just stay tuned next week for the replays of our challenges together. All right, my friends. So this is our daily creative challenge page on behance.net/challenge/illustrator. This is where you can see all the past challenges from this challenge series. You can also scroll even further down if you're interested and check out more challenges from the past challenge series with other hosts who are also amazing. So check those out and feel free to also download the past starter files by clicking on Get Started. And this is where you can download the starter files to each of these challenges. Today's challenge, my friends, is so exciting because it's so fun, and I think it's something that a lot of designers do. So today we're going to be redesigning existing logos. So you can literally pick any brand you want, maybe your favorite brand, maybe your favorite fashion brand, or maybe your favorite tech company like Adobe, and design your version of their logo. And this is going to be really fun today. So make sure to click Get Started to get the starter file right here. And this is what the starter file will look like. Yay! Okay, so I'm getting some messages over here. No worries. So I already put some of the logos that you can try to redesign, but you can also feel free to find your own brand that you love and redesign that. So today we are going to be doing one of these babies over here, especially me. I'm doing those. You can, as I said, do whatever you want. You're free. You're a designer. You're the designer here, right? So you can have the choice. Richard is saying happy Friday. Yay! I've been getting this message. I think I've designed on my other laptop, and now I have this other screen that has a different RGB workspace. So anyways, cool. Erin is saying redesign means rebrand. Yeah, but branding is so much more than just a logo design. It's basically creating a whole new image for the brand, right? And it has visual aspects, it has different other aspects as well, like brand values and all of these other things that you might want to take a look into when designing for branding. So when working with clients, don't talk about branding as in logo design. Branding is so much more. So branding process, also really interesting thing to look into. If you're interested in learning more, feel free to check out one of our past sessions. So yesterday and the day before, we had the amazing Tanya, who is from India, and she's an amazing branding and packaging designer. So in her first session, she was talking a lot about setting up the brand identity and going through all of these steps to kind of really make sure that you have the research going and that you have all of these things going before you even start designing. But in this case, this is just a practice exercise. And we are going to take one of these. So I want you to suggest, what do you think? Which logo should I redesign and attempt to, to design myself? Richard saying Tanya did a great job. Yeah, it was an amazing stream. So if you want to learn more about branding and packaging, feel free to do that. I'm not sure why I'm getting this message all the time on repeat, but it's okay. I guess we're going to have to deal with this. All right. Adnan is saying difference between logo and branding. Exactly, that's what I just said. So a logo is just a small part of a brand identity. Brand identity is so much more. It's about how you bring the message across to your specific target audience. It has to do with really nailing down that target audience, understanding who you are actually creating this product for, right? So there's so many more things for design. Adobe, yes, I was kind of hoping that you'll say that. So I am going to attempt redesigning Adobe's logo, and we're going to be very experimental. So I'm just going to remove all of the other items. Holding shift, I'm simply clicking and doing this. So this is our initial Adobe logo, and I'm going to go in and attempt experimenting with different type of typography. And of course, when designing for a brand, you do need to know who is the target audience, who is the person, the target person that we are designing for, right? So Adobe is all about education. It's all about, it's a tech company, right? Adobe is a tech company, and Adobe has a lot of different products, and they all have to do with kind of a digital experience, right? That Adobe is creating for all of us. And this digital experience is for us to create, for us to, there's also something that's called Document Cloud, where it has to do with signing documents. So, and signing documents and just kind of having this interaction of, documents and forms and all of that stuff. So Adobe has a lot of different facets, but let's just have fun today. Let's kind of not look at who we are actually designing for, but just have fun and just experiment with typography and see what we're going to come up with. All right, so I'm using the type tool right here at the top. I'm going to click it, and I'm going to drag out a little window for myself. And let me actually, I think I might, do I remove that? Whatever. I'll just keep it here for now for reference. And I'm going to, this window is being not useful right now. Oh, okay. I see. There was something that I guess I pulled in here by accident. All right. So I'm going to remove the text, and I'm going to type out Adobe. There we go. And we're going to do a 200-point size. Now, the interesting part. Let's take a look at our typography. What kind of fonts can we use for Adobe? And are we going to stick to a sans serif, which is a simple kind of typeface like this one, which does not have any kind of serifs, right? Those little corners, and those fonts that have this kind of touch at the top and at the bottom, and kind of, I'm saying it looks almost like having heels on, right? Like some fancy shoes and a hat. So a serif font has those little elements, which a sans serif doesn't. And sans serif is a more minimalistic typeface. So do we stick to sans serifs, or do we want to go with a serif even? And I remember Adobe had, I think it did have a font, a logo that was in a serif, but that was quite a while ago. But let's take a look at our fonts.adobe.com, and let's see what we can work with. So I'm going to fonts.adobe.com, and I'm literally going to log in. First of all, make sure to log in with your Adobe ID, and then you can browse fonts. And there are thousands of fonts. I'm not exactly sure about the number, but there are so many different fonts. And you can select from different categories over here on the left side. So when I'm thinking of Adobe, I'm thinking of clean. I'm thinking of, all the clean workspaces that are trying to minimize the tools and make it more intuitive, make it easy to understand, right? Because when you open software, design software, sometimes it's intimidating, the amount of tools you see. So I know that Adobe is trying to be as clean as possible, as easy to understand as possible, and wants the person to actually start creating something without being intimidated by the software itself, right? So we're looking at the preview of our text, and we can type in the sample text over here. So I'm going to type in Adobe, and I'm going to take a look. And I think one of the things that I'm already seeing is this Corelef font, and it's a condensed font, which makes the letters kind of tall and pretty slim. I think that could be one idea. Their loose is also really cool. It's really bold, and it looks kind of like more creative and more round. It looks pretty friendly, but also pretty bold and pretty sophisticated, right? So that's another one. Then what we see here is, do you see the relationship between the D, the O, and the B? How those three circles are repeating itself, and the E is also repeating itself. So what if we pick a typeface that kind of reflects exactly that idea of, the circle repeating itself, kind of like we have in Google, right? We have all of these O's and the G's that are repeating this round element. So that could be one concept that we could go for to create this kind of cohesiveness within the letters. So Museo Sans could be one option. So let's go in and let's select the Museo Sans font right here. Let's see. Museo Sans, there we go. So this one is really good. I think maybe not the boldest version will be great, like a 500. All right, let's create more options. And we don't have to stick to just one. Let's make it 150 point, a little bit smaller. And I'm going to create variations of my logo, right? So I'm holding Option, and I'm going to click and drag the text to the bottom. And let's go back and let's explore some more options. So I think this loose font I also wanted to explore, just because it has a specific character to it, right? It does look very techy, it does look very bold, and also looks a little bit more on the modern side. Here we have loose, normal, regular already activated, so I should have it in my Illustrator already. Loose, normal, regular. Okay. Something is really wrong with my color settings here. All right. Loose. Oh, okay. So, all right. That's activated. You can also activate fonts right through Illustrator by going to Find More right here. Hopefully you saw what I did. So this is the regular font selection that we have, and then we have Find More. So here I can go in and select any of the fonts that I don't have activated yet. All right, so maybe something like that. What about this condensed version of Loose? I think that could be interesting. And so one thing that I forgot to do right now is to activate the font actually. So I'm going to back to Find More, and I'm going to type in Loose. And so right now you see the preview of the font, right? But what we actually have to do is we have to activate it. So this little cloud on the left side that you can see, that's where you click to actually activate the font, right? So I'm gonna go in and see if this is the right choice. Yeah, and I'm going to click activate, and then we have this little dialog window asking us, do you really want to activate this font? And I'm clicking OK. All right. Okay, so let's see, where is Loose? Is it already activated? Yeah, there it is. So now we can already select it, and we don't even have to go to fonts.adobe.com to do anything else. Now let's take another look what else we've got. What kind of options do we have? And rather than using maybe a sans serif, maybe we can even see what a more experimental version of an Adobe logo would look like. And I'm thinking, earlier we were talking about kind of this relationship of the circles, and I think that might be just a little bit too much, and a little bit more on the friendly side, but on the friendly side that may be too playful, because we still, I mean, it's a tech company, we still want to look serious, we still want to look respectable, and we don't want to be overly playful, right? As opposed to Google, for example, who have this like very playful side. Adobe is a very traditional company with a lot of values. So, and also Adobe has a lot of different kind of products that we all want to accommodate. So sometimes that playful version might not even fit right? So what about the Neue Haus Unica? I think this one also looks really great. But let's experiment. Let's do something really fun. So maybe we can go into the friendly fonts and see what we can do with the Adobe logo. And I think this tuna one could be interesting to experiment with, or the New Spirit. Oh, okay, let's try New Spirit. And I think it's also a very, very friendly font. So if we wanted to approach something a little bit more friendly, we can try New Spirit. All right. So, okay, I see. This is fun. All right. Do we only have the semi-bold? Let's see if we can maybe at least get something that's not too bold. So there are 5 fonts in here, and let's actually stay within Illustrator and let's see the preview exactly here. So I'm going into Find More, and I'm going to select New Spirit like that. And here I can preview all the other versions of this, right? So I remember Adobe had a very similar kind of very condensed logo a couple years ago, or probably a lot of years ago. Okay, so how about these guys over here, the condensed ones? New Spirit regular condensed. Let's take that one. All right. Okay. Let's see, New Spirit. There it is. And we have regular condensed over here. I think that could work actually. I don't see why not. It's a little bit rounded. It's a little bit, if we look at the current logo, it's quite edgy, I would say, but it's still very friendly because the bees over here, for example, they're very rounded. And this version of the logo would look a little bit more, let's say, classic, because we do have the serifs over here, right? So it might look even a little bit more retro, which could be fun. I mean, if we think of brands like, I don't want to compare Adobe with Burger King, but Burger King recently rebranded, and they had like suddenly this like very old school vibe in the restaurants, which was really cool. Cool. Carol is saying Adobe tags have been in my computer. Thank goodness for them. Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. It reminds me of an Art Nouveau font. Okay, that's, yeah, could be. New Spirit looks too 90s. Yeah, but why not have fun? You know, we can have fun. We can travel back in time and say, hey, you know, what would Adobe look like 20 years ago? So let's stick with this one, and I'm going to actually take this color over here, and I'm going to work with the color just a little bit, and I'm going to make it just slightly less bright and more retro, let's say. All right, so yeah, I think that could be cool. And let's remove these two. I think we kind of are coming to a result over here, and I'm going to outline this because I do want to adjust the kerning just a little bit. We can see between the B and the E there's a lot of spacing. There's a very little spacing, whereas here we do have a lot. And if we look at the current logo, it's pretty well balanced over here as well. So we do want to make sure that we have it all very well balanced. Command Shift and O. And now I'm going to do a technique that we did in the past challenges, kind of zooming out and seeing, you know, do we have to do anything? And I think we might even be fine. Let me create a copy, and we can still experiment just a little bit. I'm thinking of the E maybe moving just slightly further to the right, just very slightly. Yeah, maybe not, maybe less, but let's actually take this element right here and let's create our own version of it. So we see that our font right here is quite rounded. So why not create something similar and then add some roundness to it and see what we're going to come up with. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the pen tool now, and I'm going to try and replicate this element right here. So I'm going to Command and 2, I'm going to lock the original Adobe logo, and I'm going to use the pen tool to create these exact shapes right here. Just like so. All right. Not sure why this dialog keeps on showing up, but there we go. So 1, and then we see I'm going to use the same color as here. and I'm going to create a copy of this. So holding Option, I'm going to create a copy, right click, transform, reflect. There we go. And we can see that this is the exact same shape over here. And now let's go in and create this shape. Again, I'm using the pen tool like this. All right, that guy, and then I'm going to quickly replicate it. Of course, when I'm designing for real world clients, this will look slightly different. I will be way more precise with this. But now what we're going to do is, let's create a little bit of roundness in here. So I'm actually going to take all of these edges and like slightly round them, right? Let's remove the original logo so we can see what exactly I'm actually doing here. All right. So I'm going to remove this guy and I'm going to work on that just a little bit. So I'm going to select both of these and I'm going to round them. And by the way, you can adjust the roundness very precisely by double clicking into the radius, and then you can set the radius precisely. So I'm going to do like a 2, and then I'm going to push this object just a little bit to the top, because we have these rounded edges now, and they took a little bit away from the height of the triangle. So I'm trying to match this height over here by pulling up this element just like that. And now we have our guides activating here, helping us really designing along this line. All right, cool. So now we have this slightly rounded version. Now let me go in and double check that we have that same exact radius here too. So it was a radius 2. There we go. Cool. So this one looks so old school. I really love it. I think it could be really fun to to see how, how that could look like. And maybe, what we can do is, I see the edges are pretty sharp and they're kind of like ending at the same point. But what I could do is I could actually just move this one slightly lower, just to optically kind of create a balance. All right. So old logo, new logo. What do you all think? I still think it should be the old logo, but what I would also do is, let me actually, because right now I see that the A is quite wide. I want to slightly increase the height in here. Just very slightly. There we go. All right, maybe something like that. So let's do this, and I'm going to match the height. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'm going to make it just slightly larger. All right. So how about that, guys? How about that? Interesting, right? All right. Cool. Wondering why Adobe round corners look much, much better. Cool. Yeah, and what's the genesis of the Adobe logo? I would like to know that too. There's nothing new under the sun, just variations. Yeah, that's true. And hey, I kind of like this, to be honest. I don't think this is bad at all. For the time we've spent on this, it's not that bad. All right, so I am going to my design. So I'm just going to remove the, I don't want to put them together too much. I don't want to insult the Adobe designers, but let's do something like that. There we go. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, so now I want to export my design by going to File, Export, Export As. Okay. All right, so I'm going to export it as a PNG, and this is going to be challenge number 9. Perfect. All right, a resolution you can set either to 72 or 150, which is good. All right, now I would like to post my design into the chat. And I'm going into our Discord right here. And again, here is the Discord link for you to join us. bit.ly/AI Discord. This is where you can submit your designs. And I'm going to upload my file, or I can also just simply drag and drop my file into the browser, which makes it super easy. So how's everybody doing? Current tighter? Maybe, yeah, sure. Could be. could be something to experiment with. You all have so much time, so go in, create a bunch of variations, pick the ones that are most balanced, and show me how you do it. I want to see how you do it. Doing okay. Oh, okay, not sure why this is stuck here a little bit. All right, are we back? I think we're back. Awesome. All right, friends. Cool. Yes, redesigning logo breaking any CC licenses. We're not redesigning. We're just attempting a new concept, which is, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. But feel free to select your favorite brand of choice and feel free to submit it, and we will take a look at it. And we just want to see, there are so many options out there. Why not experiment? Why not see how it could look like? Why not imagine a brand in a different perspective? All right. I think the stream was slightly bouncing a little bit. Again, if you want to join us, head over to bit.ly/AI Discord. And if you're joining us on YouTube, you've missed out a little bit on the Behance chat. Head over to be.net/Adobe Live to be part of our live chat. All right, friends. So this was so much fun, and thanks everybody for joining me for this series of challenges. Make sure to watch the replays if you missed any of the challenges, and I'm hoping you all had a fun time. Feel free to connect with me, and I will see you all here on Adobe Live. Stay tuned for the program and have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.